enemies for people who are trying to shitty to you. Hi, Virgo Venom. More love to you in Indiana, Indy. Uh, whoa. Y'all be nice to each other. There's a lot of black folk hurting each other out there. That's clan country. Y'all need to stick together. Stop being mean to each other. No, it's not you. And if you have venom, I hope it's for. Uh, so, we're going to be talking about Scamaswamy. I'm waiting for Dewan B's link. Uh, hold on one second. Nope, he hasn't done it yet. He's working on it. How is everybody? Because we're going to go in on Scamaswamy. I'm so glad. Oh my God, we were without AC for a couple of days. It was hot as hell. So Ardell, hello. Hi, Denise Nisi Scales. I love you too, Sister Brooke. And everybody. Virgo Venom, if you know somebody in Ohio, tell them to vote against Scamaswamy. I'm on a one-man mission to do what we can do to raise some hell. But we've got to get these people. These folks can't be up in our. They can't come from another country and mess with us, and us be friends to them. I think that's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to start telling people go to hell. And let me see. So I hope he did what he said he was going to do. Let me see. If not, I'm going to reach out to him in a second. I just want to make certain that everything is good. Everything is white. Let me say hi to him.
Hello?
White Jesus, the one we waiting.
Yeah, I texted you the link.
You texted it. Where'd you text it? I gave you a number. You want me to
that number. I texted the number you gave me.
Do you know that it's not here? That's what I'm checking. It's like, damn. So I know you're a business. Shh, don't say that. Ho. I want. Should there may be some freak on here? Click on that link. Okay, it just came to me. 609. All right. I clicked on the link, but it gave me the phone number. Okay, hold on. I see. No.
Yeah, I have my intro music playing, but I've got no screen.
Wait a minute. I just see Wednesday. Nope, it didn't come yet.
Yeah.
Now you know they busy, man. Attacking Cash App. They even went after Rollover Martin. I don't know how he's going to afford to go to KFC, Popeyes, and Bojangles if they keep his Cash App down. Damn.
What if I emailed it to you?
Well, I'll tell you which email. I can email you from here. What's a good email to send to you? Because I have the other.
Send me Mr. Brown 8199@gmail.com.
Mr. Brown. Okay, I got you. It's on its way. I'm gonna just put hi in the subject. That's the email. You know, we have to have lots of accounts and different names just to keep people from getting screwed.
Copy invite link. All right, let me know when you send it.
I just did.
We're going to get started in 1 second, y'all. We're getting started in 1 second.
1 second.
Yep. Like 1 more minute and we're going to get started.
Isn't that nothing? Hey, y'all don't realize this. Every time we do something, there's a challenge. Sometimes we can't do Skype. And today they're like messing with.
There it is.
Okay, you got it? Okay.
I'm about to reply with the link.
See, that's my white email account. Say I use the black one, I won't get nothing.
Yeah.
One.
Dr. Short is coming up on the line, y'all. I was waiting. We got some things going on behind the scenes here.
What?
We will be with you guys momentarily, all right? So y'all gonna hear this intro song play a little
hold
bit
on.
longer.
I got it.
Oh, you got it, Dr. Short?
Yes.
All right, we got to come in.
Join.
There we go.
Allow.
Welcome. Welcome, everybody.
Allow.
Okay, I see it. All right, I'm trying to hang up. Welcome, everybody. Tethergate 2025.
Tethergate.
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 We have the great Dr. Randy Short here. You know, I don't keep his name in the title because YouTube be on that bullshit.
They're always
But,
on
you know,
bullshit.
I wasn't going to do a live today. Like, I was going to take a day out because I've been busy as hell all day. I was not planning on doing a live. But I called Dr. Short about an hour ago. And I was just I wouldn't even think about doing live. I was like, I wanted his opinion as to what's going on in Ohio, what's going on politically with all these race wars they trying to pop off. And with the Tether situation, and he was like, "Hey," he said, "This is like Tethergate."
It's Tethergeddon.
So Tethergate isn't mine. It's Dr. Short's. So I want y'all to welcome to the screen Dr. Randy Short. How's it going, Doctor?
Yes. Hello to all my white brothers and sisters out there. And the real name is Tethergeddon, but there is a Tethergate.
Yeah, Tethergeddon. I said Tethergate.
That's okay. Tethergate
Yeah,
is the betrayal of the boule and all the coons stabbing us in the back for tethers. Tethergeddon is when the tethers get their asses kicked by white society and delineation. That's Tethergeddon. Tethergate is the crime of the boule against us.
That's right.
But so I like that.
Let's talk about Tethergeddon. I want to jump right into it. Welcome everybody to the chat room. Depending on how far this goes, this may stay up on YouTube. It may not. This may... you know, if Dr. Short goes there, it's going to get taken down and go to Patreon. But we'll see. We're going to try to keep it PG today to keep it up here on YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to ask for white Jesus' intervention. He's got an in with white people. You're going to help me with that. Okay. Wait. Okay.
That white Jesus got a cool-ass mustache.
He does have a cool-ass mustache. And he's got real staying power. Anytime he got us all enslaved and we still love him. So he's got a lot of charisma. So it's good to have him around.
I don't understand why black people would trust any white man with a shag. And the Jesus that they show us on TV had a shag. I don't get. I didn't like. Part of the reason why I didn't like Duran Duran was because y'all had shags. So I'm definitely not gonna like some white man that's supposed to be my savior. I'm glad. Rest in peace, Bishop Frank L. Stewart. He never put white Jesus up there in that church. I thank you, Pastor. Rest in peace.
Now, I was going to say something to you, Brother Dewan, and I want to start off with the joke because we always have to keep things funny. White Jesus asked me to ask y'all, what do you call a young white man that's an incel? He's not having no sex. He hates people. He stays to himself, loves guns, and in fact, let me rephrase. White Jesus says, how would you describe a young white man who can't get any sex, loves guns, is always threatening to kill people, and sprays swastikas on the school? How would you describe him?
Nick Fuentes?
Presidential.
What? Presidential.
So yeah, white Jesus be telling me this stuff. I'm like, damn, man, you're gonna make people become a Muslim out here. Anyway, Tethergeddon and what's happening right now is we're in the middle. You know how you go back to stores and they have returns and shit? Well, white America's in the return line for illegals, migrants, tethers, immigrants. And this happens every so many years. So you had the anti-immigrant riots in the 1800s, about 200 years ago. And then you had the anti-immigration laws 100 years ago, where when the economy's kind of bad, white folk need someone to blame. And of course you always hate black people, that's a given, but you know, when you hate as much as they do, you need to add a little bit more to the pot. It's sort of like a gumbo that doesn't have enough okra in it and it ain't sticky. If you don't give white folks something really meaty to hate on, they'll find something. In this instance, we don't have any movements. We don't have any real leaders. All of our leaders are bent over, their assholes, butt cheeks cracked open to be penetrated and perforated by people that hate them. We've been told to love everybody. We've been kumbayaing with everybody as our asses have been made homeless and miserable and unemployable and in the prisons and shit. So they've now had to add in these migrants who think that they're honorary white. In fact, they've been told for the census purposes to make black people feel like they're outnumbered. So if I do want to start a race fight, maybe I outnumber you 10 to 1. So even if I'm a sucker, maybe 8 of my friends are, but there's one that can really fight. And therefore that one will beat you behind if the other 9 of us get knocked out. That is the way white guys fight. And I don't blame them. In fact, that's what happened in Cincinnati. Even if everybody there black couldn't fight, those that could whooped ass. And that's like in Ohio, that's like the second time in a short period of time, a group of black folks said, we go beat some ass up in here. And folk needed the cops and everything to rescue them. So, we're going through a period of Tethergeddon, and in particular because this is the first time that the majority of the people coming to this country legally and otherwise are not white. Okay, and so under the old system, there are just 2 types of people in America, whites and blacks. And tethers have kind of thrown that off. Some are honorary whites, and some of them don't want to be black, even if they're blacker than a hat on my head. And white folk are tired. The economy is bad. You know, they can't afford eggs, can't afford gas. The women don't want to screw, they want to screw all the men coming over, the black men. So a lot of people are angry. I understand that. Small dick, small money, high gas, high food, shit. And some of these really nice jobs that used to be for white guys, even if they were incompetent, they're going to people from other countries with fucked up names that you can't pronounce that end in vowels. So they want everybody's ass out. Aside from that, you know, they're bringing over all kinds of drugs and shit. We already know fentanyl. And then there's this new thing. It's this new thing that's 50 times stronger than fentanyl. It's been around since the 70s, and now they're beginning to bring this shit over. And so before there's a tidal wave of dead, entitled white youth. See, when white kids are junkies and they die, they talk, they were a fighter. They were a great person. They were going to change the world. And got enough track marks in their arms to be the Chicago Stockyard. Okay, we won't get into that. They've got all these drugs over here. I mean, they got another drug that's in Philly where people walking around like, you know, Thriller on 33 RPM when you're a 45 record. You know they're talking about the one. People are mad and they want these people out of here. And in particular, they're looking at the global demographics. The countries with the largest populations in the world, say 50 to 100 years from now, will be Nigeria and India. Scamaswamy or Vivek Ramaswamy, who I call vasectomy sometimes, and other times I call him Scamaswamy. Because nobody wants a vasectomy, not in our community. And we shouldn't want vasectomy Ramaswamy either. What's happening is that these Indians are getting set up here, and it's scaring the shit out of white folk because a lot of them are educated and they can go for jobs that have been white jobs. Remember Trump was talking about black jobs? These people are concerned about white jobs. And there are 20,000 unemployed doctors in this country, the majority of them white, who are competing with Indian doctors and Indian pharmacists and Indian mathematicians and Indian pharmacists and Indian high-tech engineers. Okay? They never imagined. In fact, people who are as dark as Dewan and I, who were, used to be 100 years ago, Indians were stripped of being white and made black, and a lot of Indians started committing suicide because nobody wants to be a nigger in America, especially not black people. And other people know how bad that is, so they start killing themselves. Real talk. So now they got to be honorary white people with the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So for 60 years they were niggers. Then they got to be honorary white people again. And in 60 years, white people said, these people moved too far. We need to check their asses. So that's India, which is going to have the world's largest population. And then Nigeria comes next, which will probably have the second largest population in the world. Nigeria. And Nigerians, like a lot of the Asian gangs, are engaged in a lot of financial illegal activity, like the Indians are scammers. These people know how to steal, they know how to set up. FBI, CIA, these other people have been able to crack the criminal gangs or anything else. They're smuggling dope, they're smuggling people, they're doing whatever the hell they want to do. They're super talented, they're super loyal to each other, they keep their mouths shut, and they're making tremendous inroads. These two groups in particular, but there's others, but I'm just focusing on these two. So you need to know, people, in Tethergeddon, the United States consulates and embassies all over India have literally let these people know, y'all got to clean all your shit up to come to the United States. And maybe you can't even come. And if you weren't looking within the last 2 months, they sent some Indians back in chains from America to India. In chains. I mean, for all the Africans that talk about us coming in chains.
In chains?
Yes, they sent the Indians back chained up. Google it. I don't lie. I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar. I don't hate Indians. I know some people. My mother's favorite people are some Muslim Indians at the jewelry shop. That's her favorite hangout. Nice people. Sweet. I don't hate people. It's not about hatred. Anyone does anybody do a DNA check on me, my DNA says I'm 50% Nigerian. I don't hate anybody. I'm calling a spade a spade. And I had Nigerians tell me, you're House of Fulani. One of my good friends told me, you're the same thing as me. Okay. That was to say the Indians cut the shit. And there's been regular announcements weekly. You can look it up. United States Consular Service and India. Look it up, Brother Dewan. You'll see all these things that tell the Indians, y'all got to clean up how you do your visas. They're demanding the Indian government start arresting people because they have all these scams of how these people are coming over here. They're having all kinds of fake and forged documents, getting their hook. In fact, in California, at minimum,
725 undocumented Indian immigrants in the U.S. Damn near a million.
Yes. Wow. And they're over, in your state of California, over 60,000 illegal Indians in California. You know it's more than that. They're all up
I see them all the time.
Yes, and they're some of the most racist, most hateful, anti-black people in the world. But not only do they hate black people, they hate us the most. We can't win. And the other problem is we hate ourselves more than we hate anybody else. And that's part of what we have this conversation. At least we need to delineate enough where we have some people we don't like. It would help. I mean, white people use their hatred of black people to unify them. Black people love everybody, and that's an excuse for us not to come together. So I'm just asking, dislike someone so you can get along with the next black person. I didn't say be a Klansman or a Nazi. I didn't say put anything on anybody's house or car. Just be honest that people don't like you. And that means that you should try to have common cause with someone else black facing the same thing. Get it? Now, so all over, we have almost 1 million illegal. We may have 1 million illegal Indians here. The Indians are overrunning Canada as well, and the Chinese too.
Oh, I'm hearing about it bad in Toronto. Kendall, one of my mods, she lives in Toronto. It's crazy.
And they bring drugs, human trafficking, and all this vice, and they're highly organized. They've got base folk to create. So when you bring these people in, they change the culture, the economy, and the politics of the country that they come into. I'm just saying. Now, that's the Indians. So if you look at that, Google it. Just say, Dr. Randy Schultz a liar. He's a bigot. He hates everybody. He's intolerant. He's just a nigga that can't get no money. He's no good. But go look. I always say to people, believe in God. And scrutinize. And vet me. You'll find that I'm telling you exactly basic news that anybody could find online. Anyone can look. So they don't want, the Indian government is now under pressure to crack down on Indians coming to the United States.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Now, so we did the Indians. Now let's do our people. Psych. Or sort of. Maybe. Those of you that have African roots, a lot of these people out here now that say they're none. I'm both in. And I know that offends some people. Okay, I have no problems. I do. I have African ancestry. I've met people I'm related to from Africa. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not a scam Africanist still. Okay, and I got folk in my family, my great grandmas, other people that were Indians, that were Cherokees, on reservations and shit. So I am Aboriginal or Indigenous American, African, a little bit of more, some European stuff. It's just what it is. I can't change it. I can't help all those slave masters that were getting free, ripped off Indian and African pussy. That's how it is. So I'm here. I'm doing the best I can. I'm sorry about my grandfather that had slaves in Kentucky. He had at least 5, had 25 in Maryland. I guess he sold them. Started Lancaster County, Kentucky. I'm sorry. I didn't do it. Yes, I have a lot of slave masters in me, but I'm a good slave master descendant because I'm for my people. Unlike a lot of folk running around here, certain shades or eye color and shit, acting like they're all that, because somebody white boinked your mama, or field hand boinked your mama behind the barn, or threw a haystack, hit her in the head with a haystack and helped himself. That's nothing to be proud of, but don't hate how you got here. Okay, now, Nigeria. Nigeria's going to have somewhere between 900 to 1 billion people in no time at all. Nigeria is just a little bigger than, say, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas put together. Maybe it's about smaller than that. And yet Nigeria right now, give or take 20, 30, 40, 50 million people, because, you know, in Africa, you're lied to. White people and numbers for black people is always wrong. That's part of the game. So you can go and do your research. You'll find the UN even says that anywhere from 30 to 50% of the people in the world, and certain countries don't get counted. So if they told you there are 1.5 billion people in Africa, that means there are 3 billion people in Africa, or 2.4 or something, some monstrous number of people in Africa that you didn't know about. So if they tell you there are 200 million people in Nigeria, or 250 million people in Nigeria, there may be 400 people in Nigeria right now. And they simply, they're fucked up with numbers and all this other kind of stuff, because white folks' numbers are shrinking. You have to understand they're threatened by demographic changes. Can you imagine? White folks used to be 27% of the world's population. Imagine being 8, 9%, and you've been fucking with everybody for 400 years.
Right.
I mean, can you imagine? We're talking about some little bighorn on a global basis, and Custer's ass didn't get to go home, like that movie that Ben Affleck was in, where they made the little movie and shit in Iran. I would be scared by that. And the other problem is, I mentioned in the other show I did with Black Alpha, the United States since the late...
Black Alpha.
Yeah, well, we're talking about the Brzezinski document, the national security memorandums of the early and late 1970s. The United States had a mission to prevent Africa from becoming strong, and for Africa from having large populations, because if Africa's populations got large, the white nations would eventually have to fight large numbers of Africans over the resources that belong to Africans. Not only that, they would also have to deal with large numbers of Africans who've been taught to worship the Western countries. They're going to want to migrate. Go to Europe, people. Go to Switzerland. You think everybody in Switzerland looks like, you know, the bitch from Ricola? First thing I saw when I got into Geneva, Switzerland, were the police handcuffing a bunch of brothers in the train station. That was the first thing I saw in Switzerland. Was not white people, it was niggas in lockup. Switzerland may be 30, 35% non-white. That's Switzerland. Netherlands, it's about the same. They don't even count in France. The white world is diminishing in front of us, except for in the minds of sellout, boule, Negroes, coons, backstabbers, people like Hakeem Jeffries, and that retarded Edward G. Robinson looking stud, your mayor, Karen Bass.
Karen Bass.
Yeah, I spelled that B.
She looks like Eddie Robinson.
Yeah, she does look like Edward Robinson, so it's B''AZZ. That's how I spell her name. And I won't say what the B stands for. It's evident, right? Now, back to Nigeria. If Nigeria, where they speak English, and this is the two things, India and Nigeria, India has more people. India's got 1.5 billion people, and English is one of their official languages. So there are more people in India that speak English than the United States. The United States comes second. Nigeria comes third. Whether you love Nigerians or not, whether you've been scammed, ripped off, lied to, cheated, whatever, there are a whole lot of universities in Nigeria. A lot of them are educated. They're good at math. They don't have nothing better to do than to learn. If you go to certain places in Nigeria, there's nothing to do but read books. not about Black history. They never know about our shit. But man, they're very good. Wherever they go, they take over. I don't know how well they run it, but they take over stuff. But they speak English, which means they can adopt quickly if they come to the United States. And a lot of them come through Great Britain, right? So the Nigerians that are coming to America, who learn about chain migration, and they learn that you can have an anchor baby, and Indians are doing it too, and other people are having children here and using birthright to have chain migration. The white folks understood that 1 billion people in present-day Nigeria, which is larger than Texas, but if you put 1 billion people in Texas, that would be a packed-ass country.
Yeah.
Those Nigerians are going to have to go somewhere. And the United States is concerned about that because that means the Nigerians are going to go to Cameroons. The Nigerians are going to go to Niger. The Nigerians are going to Ghana. The Ghanaians want them out. And also those people want...
South Africa too.
They're in South Africa. And I've seen Nigerians pimping and human trafficking with my own eyes, drug dealing right there in South Africa. So they're everywhere because there's nowhere to go. And these folks love fucking and making kids. Okay? I fuck you and your pussy. I fuck you hard, real hard. I bust a nut inside of you hard. Hard.
Don't say hard, it's hard.
Hard. I fuck you hard in your pussy. You need it. You need to taste my cum, right? They will screw white women. They'll screw anybody. In fact, let me tell you something. I experienced this, 21 years ago in Dublin. I know what it's like. I'm at the National Library of Ireland. I'm looking at the bus stop, and I'm freaking because I'm in Ireland. I'm thinking Ireland's like all white, right? And there are about 100 niggas lined up downtown Ireland. It's like, what the hell is going on? They were all from Nigeria. And my mind was blown. I'm not saying that Nigerians will move around. I know that there's some Nigerians in Wales and Scotland and the British, but damn, they were in the Irish Republic, and Northern Ireland and the Irish Republic are like separate, right? Going back about 100 years ago, 1923, thereabout, when they had the little fight, Michael Collins and Eamon de Valera. I don't have time to do the history. And you know what had happened that year? The Irish government, when they recognized under their old laws that if you got someone pregnant in Ireland, you could become an Irish citizen. So the Nigerians were all saving up their money there to fuck any Irish person that hoped to get someone pregnant so they didn't have to go back to Nigeria. And the number of people that were black in Ireland were going up. If this were a curve, it was just going up like this. And these people said, shit, we're going to be like Lagos in 20 years if we don't stop these people. So Ireland changed the rules. Just because you got pregnant by someone doesn't mean you can have citizenship, because the Nigerians were gaming the system. So I don't trust the numbers of the government of the Irish Republic. Ireland, as it's presently constituted, could easily be 5 to 7% black. I mean, with the Shamrock, Lucky Charms, and all that shit. So pretty soon you're going to have to eat fufu on St. Patrick's Day. That's just how they get down. They changed the rules. Not only that, the Nigerians were so skillful. I was in London. My passport got stolen, I believe, by Nigeria. And by the way, Dewan, you've heard the group called Boney M?
Yeah.
Okay, I met Liz Mitchell at the court of St. James because we both needed to get passports. And I hung out, spent the whole day with the lead singer, Liz Mitchell of Boney M, because someone from Africa stole my passport. And what came on TV was the Nigerians. They were in Scotland, and England and Ireland was so gifted in falsifying documents. The entire passport creation process for England had to change to check the Nigerians. Okay, so if you know anybody, you'll find out that people who had British passports about 20, 21 years ago were forced to have to get them verified. In fact, they canceled all the passports everywhere to cut down on the Nigerians. I'm not picking on them. I'm only telling you this is what happened. Literally, people from the British government document people couldn't tell which ones. They said, we don't know. They copied this shit so hard, we can't tell. They had to create new passports. Okay? That's now happening here. The Nigerians that are making kids here, Nigerians involved in human trafficking, smuggling, prostitution, drugs, globally. At one point, 60% of the heroin that was reaching the East Coast was coming via Nigerians into our neighborhoods. Next time anyone from Africa talks about the black crime, whatever, you motherfuckers are contributing to it. Okay, we don't send dope and prostitution to the Caribbean or Africa. Coons in the U.S. military serving white people whose asses you suck and kiss, and you see them as your allies, because the Indians and the Nigerian leadership and African leadership in general, they all have treaties with these white governments. This is why they think they're on the same keel. Maybe Traore is like one of the few. The guy in Burkina Faso is like the only one that gets it. I mean, they have 54 countries, and like 54 of them are stupid as shit. That don't figure out you're a nigger, with the kufi on, okay? Versus, wearing some dreads. Look, so what's happening with Nigeria? What are they doing? First and foremost, the U.S. government, through the State Department, with that racist Cuban, the one that used to go to the parties where the boys would dance in the bubbles. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And Cubans don't like black people. No, they don't. There's a lot of racism. I've been to Cuba, and the Cubans in Miami fuck over black people. Yes, they do. So you have a racist-ass Cuban. What's his punk's name? He was a senator. I can't remember his name.
Rubio?
Yeah, Scrubio. Yes, that's how I remember his name. Scrubio or Scrubio. Okay, because he bi. Let me tell you something. Now you have to pay $250 just to apply for a visa. That's, for any of you that are doing well, that means nothing. But the average American family doesn't have $400 saved in case of an emergency. So imagine for people making $1 a day or $2 a day in Africa what $250 will do. That's step one. Step two, it was just announced today through the State Department. You can look it up. They're launching a pilot program. They're launching a pilot program where, in order to get a visa to the United States, if you come from countries that have a low rate, a high rate of overstays, that's how it's described, that you have to pay a minimum of either $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000. You need to post that money just to fly your ass to America.
God damn, okay.
5, 10, or 15, depending on what they ask. Oh, don't tell me this shit doesn't happen, because my friend used to be head of the black community consulate for the state of São Paulo in Brazil. I don't know what it's like to spend a day with him in a car, bring all of his bank information, all to go to the United States just to get a visa for a meeting he was invited to come to. He had to prove he owned his home. He had to prove he'd had a job for 10 years. He had to prove all of this, and he's a member of the government of Brazil.
Yeah, so in other words, they put all in his ass, huh?
Yes, he was able to go, but they really hustled him. They're about to launch this program. It was announced today. But I'm not finished. The United States government sent out an alert. I think I sent it to you, Brother Dewan, that in particular from Nigeria, anyone, and to get a visa for you that don't travel, a visa allows you to go from one country to the next, to go to the airport and all of that. In order to get a visa, you have to go to the the embassy or the consulate, and they put you through a process, right? It's very difficult for you. It's really rough on you if you're in Africa. It's harder for Africans to come to America than practically any place else, just so you'll know. Now, if they think, and let me just make this plain to you. I have a friend named Patricia Muganda. Patricia Muganda is a Tanzanian woman I went to Howard with, who was in a PhD program. A family member died. She went home, came back. She got screwed by Howard University, and they didn't let her finish her PhD program. She ended up going back to Tanzania and getting stuck and not being able to come back to the United States. And the way it was working, the U.S., and this is under Joe Biden, the little pedophile that all you voted for, your dumbasses, right?
Friday.
Okay, they set it up where the Indians and Asians were able to get visas over anybody African in Africa, and Tanzania in particular. And with all due respect, my cousin was a U.S. ambassador, Dr. Michael Battle. Hi, Mike. Just saying. World is small, ain't it, Brother Dwan? Anyway, let me just say to you that this sister who was in America, that had been in America for 10, 15 years working on they wouldn't give her a visa to come to the United States. They kept putting her through changes. We ended up, me and a friend, Miss Kelly, to give her money, and she's in Canada. I just saw 6 weeks ago when I opened up this account, she tried to friend me on Facebook. So I have to write her. Do you get what I'm saying? This woman's working as a doctor. This woman held jobs. This woman's... They say no to Africans, competent, qualified, that don't commit crime. They just say no nigger. And it stands. So now, if they think that you want to get someone pregnant, you're going to get pregnant, you want to have a baby, they're saying no. So look, that means that they're not going to allow Nigerian women in higher numbers, they're not going to be able to come here. And if they think a man is coming over here to get someone pregnant, they're not going to give him a visa just because you may bust a nut and try to make a child. And it's all left up to the feelings of the white folks on the staff in the embassies in Nigeria. Are you getting me? So you know the answer could be,
right?
yeah, feeling. No evidence
no
of.
It's just the feelings. For all the tethers out there who think that you running some shit and think that they just know it's about your feeling, and y'all know you're at their mercy. But go ahead, Dr. Short.
So that means that a lot of Africans aren't going to even be able to come here to go to the university, and so that's done. That's already policy, brother. That's policy. Don't come here and think you can have a baby. They're telling you that's an official word. Don't come. From the U.S. government.
Put that out
yes,
a couple months ago.
It's out.
Already enforcing it.
It's out. Don't come. I'm not done. I'm not done.
Go ahead, brother.
Not only that, they have restrictions on a bunch of countries: Congo, Djibouti, Equatorial Guinea, Togo. Okay, Djibouti. I guess that's how.
I'm silly when I hear that name.
Well, it reminds me of booty check. I guess that's how they say booty check.
Booty check?
Yeah, no, booty check. Yeah. The one with the tight ass from Indiana. I remember Biden was staring at his ass when he was saying he was going to endorse Biden, and Biden was grinning, looking at his ass like a...
Biden was looking real weird.
No, Biden was looking down that man's ass with the biggest grin like a Cheshire cat. Anyway, they now have it such that they don't want people from Africa, in particular from Nigeria, coming here unless they're diplomats. That's the way things used to be in the 50s.
God damn, diplomats?
Yeah, because they're basically saying, get out niggas. The reason I'm saying to you is that they understand all these Nigerians and other people running for office, everywhere running, getting into politics and shit, and you're doing all these scams and shit. They know about it. And they're fucking overtaking white people, love scandals and shit. People are watching that. You didn't hear about the little Nigerian dude that met the white girl, fucked her, chopped her up, and set her on fire in Utah. I'm like, damn, Africans.
Utah, by the way, too. That's a Karl Malone.
And I'm thinking, well, damn, y'all Africans are committing crimes in states black people from America afraid to even go to. I mean, you don't see no.
We don't even want to go no goddamn Utah. They sent niggas to Utah to Katrina, and the black folks said, I'd take my chances with the Texas flood.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and you can't get them out Salt Lake, Ogden. They don't want to be there, even for good money to just leave. You can have it. All right, it's your country, white man. Just let me go back down south, right? So these people out there pulling scams like in Minnesota. So then
about the Minnesota shit, yeah.
they're now like that dude that looks like Starving Marvin that's running for. I mean, I thought the South Park shit wasn't real. So he looks like Starving Marvin got got a hairpiece or something like that, and he's ready to be mayor. So look, I'm just saying to you that now they're saying we only want super high level government officials and people coming. So now they're shutting it.
Shit right there,
they're now cutting back. I remember when you didn't see lots of Africans in America. They're about to shut this shit off, and I'm still not finished. I'm still not finished. It was announced in its policy, if you've not paid your taxes, cheated on your taxes, underreported income, they can strip you of your citizenship, even if you've been naturalized. We all know this. We know that these people have all kinds of jobs and side hustles, and you're bringing over palm oil and fufu and palm wine and shit illegally. If they find out that you had jobs and you made money and you're selling cocoa yams
side
and
hustles.
shit,
Because Africans be having side hustles. I said cars on the side.
yes,
they're not going to be putting my car.
They're going to take your citizenship. It's final.
For a car.
Okay, so this is Tether.
No, Dr. Short. No, you must tell me I cannot be deported for not paying taxes on my car. You're not serious, Dr. Short.
I'm saying to you, you guys have won. You've won the. This is like American Idol, but for racists. It's like the American nigger. Who gets to be a nigger? Well, you guys have made it. You guys, who wants to be a nigger? Like, who wants to be a rock star? Who wants to be a nigger? You guys have won the prize. The prize is hatred, repression, abuse, like other black people. Welcome to the club. I've never wanted to be the minority, number one minority. Please take my fucking place. Take some of this hatred, abuse, and oppression. So now you're going to be stripped.
Like that little bit of freedom black folks got about 2 months after 9/11. Remember we had about 2 months of reprieve after 9/11? About a month. But this is going to be a little more sustained.
And see, and then, so they're after people, and they mad. Now, mind you, none of this is being done by black Americans, the people that they hate, the Akatas, the scum, the half-breeds, the boat. We're not doing any of this. This is all done by the white people you know and love. And white Jesus ain't trying to help you, because America is a Christian, Judeo-Christian country. That's what I hear these people when they become Republicans and politicians and say America has no racial problem. They get these dumbass people from other countries to mock our 500-year struggle here. Now your ass is about to find out what we've been fighting. And you know what? You have no standing because you're not citizens. You don't have lineage. And y'all pissed us off and mistreated us so badly that we delineated. I'm not trying to do certain shit no more for certain people. I don't give a fuck who it is. Now, but I'm not done, Brother Dewan.
Shit, keep going.
And I'm gonna keep going. The other piece, people, is that they're now gonna start taxing remittances. If you try to cheat or get around remittances, they're gonna get you, which means now the money you send back, you're gonna have to pay taxes on. You're gonna have to give the government fees, and the shit's gonna go up. And trust me, the U.S. government will pressure them to make certain that they report what's being sent there, because Tinubu, your Nigerian president, who is a drug dealer in Chicago, they knew he could fuck up Nigeria if he helped fuck up black Chicago. See how that goes? Y'all think it's cool when people in your group come and screw us here, then they use this as a training ground to go and fuck you there? Y'all enjoy your impunity. Now it's payday. So, again, remittances are going to cost. Oh, and one more juicy detail. Yes, there's something else.
No, there is Nothing else, Dr. Short. You're lying. You're lying.
No.
No.
They are. This shit is so awful what they plan to do that they're not going to even roll it out until October 1st. But let me explain to you, sketch out what they're going to do in part. A lot of the people that you see here, I mean, if you find very exotic body odor or white socks or other things, or bad, nasty attitudes and so forth, and, it's not everybody that's some. Look, just going to say this. The countries I like going to Brazil or whatever, and I just tell you, Brazil, for Americans, they give you a visa. I think you have a visa for 3 years, and you're allowed to come in multiple entries, but you can only stay for 90 days, and then you have to get the hell out. I'm just saying. There's been a 5-year visa for many countries, in particular Nigeria. That's the favorite one, to be here in the United States for 5 years, to be able to come for 5 years with multiple entries. That allows you to scam, to steal, to move back and forth, to smuggle, to do whatever, go to all the funerals and shit and all the festivals and so forth. They're about to destroy that program. They're about to get rid of the 5-year visa program, and you're only going to be able to get a 90-day visa once, and then you're going to have to apply all over again, pay the $250 and maybe the 5, 10, or 15. Give me 5, 10, 15 hours of your dough. Remember the song? Baby, 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 got to have you for my own. Her name's Ruth Brown. Is she related to you? Baby,
No,
baby,
she's not.
baby. Okay.
Or was it the originals? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay, but no, the 5, 10, 15 hours of your love by Ruth Brown. So you're going to have to pay $250 on top of whatever it costs to get the stuff done. Then you have to post $5, 10, or $15,000 just to travel. And if you're a diplomat, you're going to get turned down. And the question is,
That was by the president.
won't there be a processing fee? So even if you gave up $15,000, I think they're going to keep some of it before they give it back. Because, white folk will find a way to take your money. Okay, they took our labor, they take your money, right? No. So that means everybody, I don't know if they're going to do it, but they just might, my friend, cancel all the 5-year visas, Dewan. Which means if you've been here for 5 years, you're going to have like 90 days to get the fuck out of America before you've overstayed. And that's the other policy. If you overstay, you can permanently be denied the right to come back to the United States. So for all of you that have broken all the rules and you're better than the Akata, I know I don't know the language and I didn't have drumming and shit, and I don't eat bushmeat and all the other stuff that's wrong with me, but my ass will be here where you'd like to be. Okay, where there's toilet paper and hand soap and hand sanitizer and deodorant and Kotex. I mean, I'm serious. I had never seen Kotex on sale when I was in Nigeria. I don't know, maybe they put fufu up there that absorbs everything else. Anyway, let me keep it clean. I'll stop. So, they're about to pull that, and that means, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands or millions of people have these re-entry visas, but if they cancel all of them, that's going to require everybody to go and rush to get their stuff straight. And that means if you have a house, you may have to have 90 days to sell it, or an apartment lease you're going to have. And if not, and ICE knows where everybody is. You better not shout.
Yes,
you better not cry. You better not hate the Carters, I'm telling you why. Homeland Security's coming to town, right? They know where you've been freaking. They know the visas that have been overstayed. They know when you've been selling drugs and illegal goods, so be good for goodness sake. Right, they're coming. Oh, and I'm not finished. Damn it.
God damn.
I'm not finished. Everybody that has visas and shit, if they have to apply, it used to be you could just do it online and send it in. Now your ass is going to have to go in person. What does that mean?
Really fucking them up.
That means that you're black. See, you know what it is? It's gonna be like a a job interview for a black American with the races. And the answer is always no, or you're overqualified, underqualified. Why do you want this job? You know, you're going to have the nastiest, crustiest, pastiest people in the State Department because that's what's going to be in there these days. And you're going to have to see them one-on-one, and that means you're going to have to travel, carry papers. I'm going to make something plain. This started 24 years ago, about 24 years ago, 25 years ago, where it used to be you could go in and get visas for your children, and you could go in, you and your wife could go and your kids could be in daycare, and it was all right. But I was told, because I was like close to getting jobs, or at least could have gotten in the State Department, it's racist, that's okay. They changed the policy for you getting visas for children because so many Nigerians were kidnapping children born in the United States. So in order to get a visa for a child, you had to bring the baby in so they could see the baby and get the picture because they didn't trust them. And I heard it's because it's Nigerians. So when I say you have to go to the office for an interview, you got to bring your wife and your kids and whoever else is involved, and they need to look at you.
Wow.
And if they don't like you, they don't believe your ass ain't coming. It's not like Jesus, you ain't coming back. Okay? And so, and I'm still not done. And those new policies, they're things that they haven't, they're going to wait until October 1st to announce them. So I'm just telling you what's out there. They plan to drop this like a bomb. And I need to say this to you. If you're in school and you've overstayed your visa, if you're working off campus illegally, African and Caribbean students getting jobs, talking about black Americans, they're too lazy, they won't do this, whatever, you're going to get kicked out of school. You're going to lose your scholarship, all of this shit. It's all coming.
God damn.
And it's Tethergeddon. And I'm not celebrating. My thing is...
And Dr. Short, not to cut you off, but it's a point I want to make because I was, one of my close, I'm still before on the show, one of my close friends is a recruiter for the tech industry. He's been a very high-level recruiter for about 15 years now. He worked at Facebook, Twitter, Microsoft. He's worked at Skype. He's worked at TikTok. He's worked all over. He contracts as a recruiter. And he said the whole time where he got his niche was, you know, he's a straight black man from South Central LA. And he got the DEI. He was one that was brought into recruiting DEI. And basically he said that there were incentives for hiring Nigerians for what they have black. Because some black people in the tech industry did get slick 10 years ago saying, hey, the Nigerians are, like these people of color, when it comes to this immigration thing, Indians and Asians are taking the black jobs. So they got smart and they said, okay, we'll have an area just for black. And he said what they did was he basically, at different companies, I'm not going to name the companies just for his sake, but at different, and I already named the companies he worked at. You guys pick and choose which one you think I'm talking about. He said that there was incentive to hire Nigerians in the category of black. And he said that that's all you see. And he was like, you know, it's like basically if you hire a straight black person into a position and they get hired, you know what I mean? The companies kind of look at you funny if you start hiring too many American-born straight black people. They're incentivized to hire Nigerians. So I want people out there to understand that. That's what's going on, even in your tech, even in the places where they figured out, okay, there's a delineation between black and the Asian immigrants. What they've done is they've replaced those with Nigerians, and that's by directive. And then if they do have a black person that they do hire, most of the time he said that they're gay. If they're black and American, it's either hire a Nigerian or hire a gay black man, and that fits even more boxes. That's not me. This is not me being xenophobic. And again, Dr. Short, what he says, everything he says does not represent the thoughts and opinions of this show. Got to give that disclaimer. I want everybody out there to think for themselves. Dr. Short's putting out information. Everything he is saying, you can look up.
Look it up.
And we're not saying to hate nobody. We're not saying to shit on nobody. We're not saying to down nobody, because we understand that there are beautiful people across the planet of all races from everywhere else. But at the same time, there's also scammers and there's bullshit people, and we are here to call out the bullshit, because mainstream media will never call out bullshit that directly affects Black America. So that's our job. But go ahead, Dr. Short.
Okay, and I got a question. I may as well touch it. You heard that a bill has been introduced in Congress. It's called the Eric Adams bill. It is a bill by which, if it's passed and it gets out of Congress and gets to the Senate, where you will get arrested as a mayor of a city. If you're a sanctuary mayor or whatever, and there are murderers and killers in your city, the government will get your ass for covering up for them. You know, Karen Bass should get some striped clothes and shit, because but
she really should.
She's so hard looking, nobody would bother her in jail.
Don't Karen Bass look like the Hamburglar from McDonald's? The Hamburglar.
The Hamburglar was prettier, and Hamburglar would wear a hat to keep his head from looking funny. She has a funny shaped head. It's just everything about her is weird. Even the glasses she's wearing. She has those Josie and the Pussycat glasses and shit. You know, nigga, get some real glasses. Go to Costco. You got money. You know, and she also wears those suits. Those Charlie Chan suits. What's that about? Everything. I mean, she does wear a Charlie Chan suit.
Yeah.
She does. She wears Charlie Chan suits.
My issue is she wears suits from the Men's Warehouse downtown. You can get 3 suits for $200. She the mayor. She ought to be better than that.
And what does she have against? She have against dresses. But then again, it's so dry where she is. She'd probably start another brush fire with the stuff she got. Moving right along. Let's move on. Let's keep it clean.
Let's move on from the Hamburglar.
Okay, so look. So the Eric Adams bill, these people are trying to get laws where they can lock up these mayors. I mean, I could think of, I'd like to see the mayor of Chicago locked up. I'd like to see Karen get locked up. I'd like to see a lot of these black traitor mayors, all you bastards. I'd like them to lock up the Congressional Black Caucus. Lock up all these people that have done this, who've colluded with our people to be destroyed.
Dr. Shaw, I want to keep going down the line, but I cannot forget this question, because I meant to ask you the last time we talked about this, then we'll get back on subject. Eric Adams, he kind of like the head detective on The Living Color. He has pivoted, and he's been off the immigration thing the last year or so. How do you think that's going to work out for him?
Well, what's that song, Love the One You're With? You see this guy, Mamdani, the Muzi, who claimed to be black. He's got all the Jews shook up, and they've got some good money, and they mad, and he said all this stuff. I believe that the Democrats are going to force Cuomo to not run as an independent, and they're going to come behind Eric Adams because they know of his dirt. He's had enough colonoscopies to be Fire Island and shit. They'll keep Eric Adams in as mayor of New York and then get rid of him. But they don't want Mamdani. Okay, and so you're going to see a pivot of other people coming to Eric Adams. And Mamdani is not really appealing to black people. And here's the thing. Mamdani, you heard that there are 800,000 people in New York City that have lost the right to vote, who shouldn't have been voting in the first place. So that may be, if 10% of them constituted 10% of Mamdani's vote, he would have lost. Well, let's say that 20%, he wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
So he's for all that stuff. So if you remove that huge swathe of illegals from the voting pool, then Eric Adams and them can finesse it. And all the money that he's going to get, I mean, do you really think that these people want someone that's talking about Palestinian freedom and Palestinian rights as mayor of New York, threatening Netanyahu and all the settlers from Williamsburg that are on the West Bank taking stuff from Palestinians, someone hostile to them, who are going to talk about equalizing the, what's that thing called? There's a certain way for an apartment where you can't raise the rent on it. I forget, what's the name? You're a landlord. What's it called when you can't raise the rents constantly?
Rent control.
Yes. Jews in New York have about 90% or 95% of the rent control apartments. You know that Mamdani would mess with that. Do you really think that they want to be homeless in a city they control? And you know that's the way he would come, of eliminating privileges. So this is an existential threat to the security of American Jewry. They will never tolerate Mamdani. They'll find something. He's done. He's already massaged something. I mean, he screwed someone. He's busted that. He just got married. He did something. He touched a child. He touched a baby. He touched a baby seal penis when he was in elementary school. He did something. They're gonna get him.
I wanna, cause I don't wanna be here for all day. I wanna close out this what we have going on with the Ramaswamy side.
Oh yeah. I'm ready. Yeah.
Put a button on that, and then I'm gonna want your opinion on what just happened in Cincinnati. Like what's going on with
it all goes together. Cincinnati and it all goes together.
Put a button on it.
Well, let me just say this. This person put this up here along with Tethergeddon. I love this. The U.S. is closing. It's closing missions and embassies all over Africa. A short list that this brother put up. Thank you, Third Class America. Central African Republic, Republic of the Congo, Eritrea, Gambia, Lesotho, South Sudan. They're shutting the consulate in Douala, Cameroon, and Durban, South Africa. And they're cutting off. I mean, it's done. Tether gate, that Tether escape hatch is being closed by your white patrons who you thought were your friends, who told you you were better than us. And at the same told us America wasn't our home and we should somehow go over there and live in a, a shithole situation, which we're not going to do. We don't like everything here. May I do one thing before we segue?
Go ahead.
I just want to do a piece of a song, then I'll go right into Scamaswamy in Cincinnati. You remember Edwin Hawkins and them had a song? They had a song, I'm going away. It goes like this: I'm going away, I'm going away, I'm going away. And it says, to a place I'll live eternally, right? Special place, prepared just for me. I'm going away, I'm going away, right? So I changed it to, you're going away. You're going away.
You're going away.
Right. You're going away. A shithole place. No electricity. An impoverished place full of poverty. You're going away. Hey, you're going away. Hey. Okay, y'all going the fuck away from here. And y'all didn't build alliances, you didn't build bridges, you didn't assimilate. White folks were expecting some of you to hook up with us. You disappointed them. They thought you somehow, you don't even...
No. You disappointed white people?
Yes.
Never disappointed white people.
They disappointed white people. White people thought they would merge in and they'd be the population to get us to bow down and kiss the prepuce of white supremacy, and instead you got delineation. You guys failed. Y'all weren't slick enough. Now, Cincinnati and Scamaswamy.
Let's get to it.
And I'm not going to... Look, I don't like Scamaswamy. I was minoring, I was looking to make my emphasis Indian and American racial studies, and they didn't let me do it because they didn't like what I was trying to do with my research at the University of Virginia. I studied under a man, you can look up, his name is Walter Hauser. I think he died in 2019, of one of the finest scholars in Indian history. So I'm no dummy, and I was reading all this shit. So When I say stuff about India, it's not going to be just that people play with doo-doo and worship cows and drink cow piss and all this. We're going to talk about real stuff, okay? Scamaswamy is a Brahmin, a Brahminical bigot. They hate people that aren't in their caste. We are subhuman trash to Scamaswamy, who of all places that he had to be his hometown, had to be Cincinnati, a super racist border town that's always been an epicenter of anti-black racism for over 200 years. Let me say to you, 196 years ago, white people ethnically cleansed Cincinnati, and all the blacks were driven out.
Jacksonians.
Okay, in 1929, and
also in 1839.
No, 1841. In 1841, a mob of 4,000 white folks attacked black Cincinnati, rounded up the black men that fought back, and attacked the women and children, bombing them with cannons in 1841. Cincinnati was an epicenter
before the Civil War.
Before the Civil War. So there are anti-black riots, there were slave catchers and atrocities against black people in Cincinnati for over 200 years. At present, Cincinnati leads the Midwest region for cities of its size for police shooting and killing and injuring black people. It is and it has had riots as recently as the 90s, I think, 96? And so that's not too long ago. What is that, 20 some odd years, 24 years?
They just had them Klan members on the bridge last month, a couple months ago.
So it's a nasty, vile, racist ass place. The Rodney Hitton situation, I mean, just shows, and so there are lots of blacks that get shot and beaten. It's an ongoing struggle in that city, and they brought in a lot of fucked up people from Ukraine who I would have rather Putin blew their asses up with drones than to come here and slap me in my face. Quote me. I feel for people, but don't come here and take it out on us. I don't like any goddamn immigrant that comes here to hurt me, and yet white folk kill you somewhere and you come here and kill me. We black Americans need to have enemies because a lot of folks don't like us. We need to get mutual on that shit. That's part of delineation. You don't like me, I don't like you. Period. I don't have to understand. I'm not going to devote a lot of time to it. If we acted like that, more people would respect us. We walk around with everyone being your friend. That's like the cell block bitch. That's the person that needs to sleep with the razor blade in the ass and people know how to wear gloves and pull it out, still hit your booty. We need to stop being on the defensive. So Cincinnati is a hotbed of anti-black hatred, discrimination, and abuse for centuries. And this liar, caste Hindu, bigot racist who's trying to get his political groove back. Because on this very Dewan B program, I told you Dewan B, his ass won't clear the inauguration, but I'll stretch it out a couple months just because people think I'm cocky and I'm not. But when I taught you, doesn't stuff happen, Dewan? And I'm here in my basement with all my books all over the floor. How the fuck did I get that? So maybe I got a gift of prophecy from the Most High. I don't know why I was telling you that. I just told you what came to me to tell you he ain't going to clear the inauguration. I hadn't thought about it till you asked me. Right? So, and we have these conversations all the time. You ask me, I answer to you what I understood at that moment to tell you.
Yeah.
And I told you, what's his name? Eat My Butt. Elon Musk would be out Pride Month, May Pride Month. He can't clear Pride Month. I assure you. Wasn't he out in May? His ass is gone. And we said that in January. So
we said that, no. We said that in December.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, December. Damn. So
remember we said it a few weeks before the inauguration.
Wow.
You know, we had a show at the beginning of December.
Oh wow.
I said, how long will Elon Musk make it? How long will Ramaswamy make it?
Okay.
And you said I gave Elon Musk until May, but you said Ramaswamy probably won't even make it to the election. I mean to the inauguration. And it's like the next week. It was like the week. That was like the week before he dropped out.
Yes.
He had that show.
Yes. And so I don't know. I'm not in those circles. So, you know, some of us are getting information from the Most High. That's why people have always been afraid of black people and keep us out of stuff. Because, you know, when you have a black or a white Jesus, in fact, I want y'all to donate. The white Jesus is like $13.99. The black Jesus was $99.99. Why is everything black cost more? Whether you go to a black business, white people be reasonable. Negroes will for my black Jesus that looks like a homoerotic Bobby McFerrin. Do you remember the one saying don't have? And so I'm gonna get him, and so I have a backward bus Jesus for all my racists.
Don't worry.
Yes,
Be happy.
right. So Ramaswamy got his ass kicked out of MAGA heaven, and now he's trying to make a comeback. He's trying to rebound. How Scamaswamy got his groove on is that he's going to all the places where black people have been violated. He started off in Springfield, Ohio, a place that was notorious for black lynchings before the Haitians' asses even came up there to work for Dole, right? I'm just saying. So black folks got screwed in Springfield, Ohio, and he went in there to bond with the descendants of people that have lynched and dogged black people down there. And he hid behind the Haitians, right? Just saying. Now, these Russians get their asses beat like they should have got them beat. And in Russia, beating a woman's ass is not like in America with feminism. Here, a woman can swing on a man, do all that kind of shit. All the black women that bitch about the freedoms you don't have, your asses haven't traveled. Swing on a man in Africa or China, or anywhere but in black America. And by the way, swing on a white man, he'll beat the shit out of you. The cops won't protect you because it's a white man. So for all of our black feminists out there, you fuckers are hypocrites. You haven't traveled. You can't put your hands on a man or talk to a man any old kind of way like you do your black brothers here in America. That doesn't fly anywhere but here because they want
else in the world.
Black men and black women at odds, and they've given you the impunity to disrespect yourself, your God, your people, and your men because they want us to fall apart. Because in Russia, I can assure you, Russians would feel she was in it, she got beat like anyone else. Our people really don't understand warfare. Our women don't, and black men don't. And it's time for us to be bold enough to declare war on people who hate us. This is what no black folk who call themselves leaders are willing to declare war against people who oppress us. I'm talking about corporations, anybody. Jewish people declare war on anybody. Farrakhan says something, Jewish folk are after him.
GCPs.
Okay, I'm sorry, GCPs. When people get messed with, other folks declare war. We're the only people that don't say anything. Therefore, it says to other people it's okay to treat these people in their own kind of way. Coming back to Scamaswamy, he's never been checked. And Scamaswamy is just like Kamala. You got all of these Brahminical racists from India that hate black people that are literally stepping in our shoes to oppress us. So Scamaswamy is there, and he's trying to get a reputation. Well, I want to talk to Brother Dewan about black folk need to declare war. Can we just dislike one person that's not black? We butcher each other, 10,000 every year. I'm not talking about hurting anybody. Just hate on Ramaswamy and make him lose the election. I'm just one person. I mean, y'all did kind of okay disliking Kamswala, but you sisters sucked at that. This time you get another opportunity to stop a greasy, nasty, caste Hindu racist that hates black people, trying to get a reputation, stoking white hatred against black people to get a political career. And I want to say this to you, the governor of Ohio right now, who's upset about what's going on in Cincinnati, is a racist Colombian. So they're now putting these people from countries that have histories of mistreating black people. In Colombia is racist as hell, and they oppress black people in Colombia and all throughout Latin America. Putting these people in who have a history of being aggressively brutal to black people in positions. And they're very quick to make themselves useful to white folks to wage war on us. We need to break Scamaswamy's political legs. And we also need to...
We gotta do that. We gotta learn how to... We gotta get a groove on.
Yeah, we need to learn how to hurt people. Someone put up, Ann Coulter's white. Where's the black Ann Coulter? Where the black women say, you know, dude, We don't even like your natural James Brown do in your hair,
Real
man.
quick,
We don't like you.
I got a super chat. Today is a national black holiday. I forgot too. It's the third anniversary of the Montgomery Riverfront Brawl.
Oh, yes.
It's the anniversary of that. The second or third anniversary, was it 2023 when it happened?
Oh,
so
wow.
it's a happy Montgomery Brawl anniversary day where chairs got put to asses and heads.
Yes. And we need to keep doing it. In fact, what upset people about Cincinnati people? What upset
Gotta
people?
get your groove on.
Well, what happened in Cincinnati is the same thing that happened in Montgomery. Malcolm X said there would come a time when if you touched a black person, all black people would start fighting. Delineation has always frightened people that oppress us. Because you understand, once people see themselves as a group of people and they're willing to love, invest, protect, and defend one another, you can't control them.
True.
That's why,
True,
and all the people scamming and getting benefits set aside for us because the civil rights, kumbaya, sorry ass, silent generation, boomer Negroes didn't know how to deal. And it says, oh yeah, well, let's give it to women. Let's give it to the snail darter. Let's give it to the whales, the seals, the white women. Yeah, everybody. And then we not get shit. This delineation is helping us to focus. In fact, we need a little bit of black American tribalism. I can tell you the most painful thing for me being in the university is having black American teachers prefer Africans and others over you. Being lectured about being stupid, not being serious. I mean, we have straight A's and you're talking to me like I'm going to carjack you and I smoke crack. And a person, with body odor and shit that can barely speak the language is smarter than me. And this has been a project that's been going on for decades.
And you learn how to watch their ass when they're smarter than me.
Yes,
right.
everybody's better. I'm always hearing black men are no good, black women are no good. So, Tethergeddon is here. The project of trying to replace black Americans with others has been met with buyer's remorse by whites and with delineation by blacks. And if black people and white people don't like you in America, you're not going to make it. That's the moral of the story. And Scamaswamy needs to feel the political hatred and ostracism of black Americans. And so do any people. Any person would say there's no black history, or that James Brown looking bitch, Winsome Spears, a little ugly James Brown. This bitch, she looks like remember when James Brown got busted back in the 90s running from the police? She looks like James Brown's lineup picture. Her hair is so fucked up. I'm serious. She looks like the photo that they took after they perp walked James Brown. This woman from Jamaica that said black people just need to get over slavery and get over it. She's losing. And all of these people need to lose for forever. None of them needs to be able to win anything. We should never vote for anyone. And it's time for us to stop this. I didn't say hate anybody. Just as sure as my mama upstairs, the refrigerator that her shit's in, it's an old girlfriend of mine from the Virgin Islands that gave it to me, but her boyfriend's a former ICE employee. So I started singing, leaving on an ice plane. He almost fell down the steps laughing. He thought I was going to attack him for working for ICE. He says, no, you're a hero. It's the first time I met anybody black from ICE. Can I touch you, please? Just love you, right? So we need to cut this down. So it's 7:32. You ready to break it off? But, Brother Dewan, you got to tell your audience. But you know what? I want to tell you this one thing. For all the people that follow me, they screwed me. They destroyed all my cash apps. They accused me of gambling. I don't gamble. They fucked with the Zelle in my bank account. They did all of this stuff. They're doing it to everybody. So for all the folk who are used to like helping or whatever, you got to use Zelle or PayPal, which is my email, wrandyshort@gmail.com. Otherwise, they're going to refuse it. So I don't know how many people thought to give me a few bucks and it got sent back. I didn't turn it down. Okay, I treated it like Brother Bag X treats pussy. I didn't turn any money down. It was refused against my will. by these people. Okay, so if you send it to
They
me,
Dr. Umar you.
yeah, they did everybody, and I don't have a school, but I be doing more teaching than his broke down lying ass has ever done. Real talk. So what we gonna do before we close out?
Before we close out, I just want to say, I just want your opinion on what this what's the fallout of this Cincinnati ass whooping?
What's the fallout for me is the black woman that got shot and murdered in her kitchen in Illinois last year. There was no outcry for a dead senior black woman. And there have been many black women that have been killed recently. A teenage girl, to get arrested for something small. They've killed several black women by law enforcement around the country. And you haven't heard a goddamn peep from feminists, black, that munch white pussy, black, dyke feminists, y'all aren't shit. And you haven't heard from white feminists when black women and girls are murdered, killed, and butchered. No one says anything about the protection of our women, raped in the military, raped in jail, raped in schools, raped in prisons, raped in foster care, black women raped, beaten, tortured every day of the week, and sometimes by no good black men that should be hung by their balls. There's no outcry for our unprotected sisters in this country. And one white woman run with the wrong crowd of people, got her ass beaten down. And that's cause for outrage, just like the little silly bitch in Minnesota. Who gets rich because she insults someone. What about the black woman shot down in front of the United States Capitol, mowed down in her car with a baby strapped in the safety seat? Nobody gives a damn about black women in this country, especially not black feminists or sorry-ass black men that are running after white women that look like they came out of a Dunkin' Donuts dumpster. Let's see some people show some love for centuries of black women being beaten, raped, killed every single solitary day. Cold cases where people don't even want to solve the murders when it's pursued. Like the white dude that was out in the Midwest, I think it's Kansas City, where he had the black woman and nobody would come. Or here in this city where there was a building with as many as 10 dead black women in it, the police wouldn't even investigate. So so a white woman is alive who got her ass beat. She should be thanking God that they didn't stop her some more. I'm not saying it's right, but you suffer by, be careful of the company that you keep. So, for her to be, don't hang around white supremacists. Don't run with racists. You're out with someone slapping black people in the face at a jazz festival? Can you imagine a black man slapping white men in the face at a country festival?
I know, right?
No, we can't. We don't even think that way. I'm not even crazy enough to conceive of it. I would imagine a person would be killed. And I wouldn't want them to get killed, but I could understand a cracker with all the little Rolling Rock and shit that they drink, and all the little roofies and hoofies and mollies and shit that they're on. They'd probably start killing each other too, because white folk, love shedding blood and shit. They even like blood in their food. So why not kill a person, right?
They get a steak extra rare.
Yeah, they like the blood hanging on the plate and shit. So and they'll lick the dog on the mouth and kiss the dog and eat the bloody meat together. I'm not mad. People live as you will live. So if people respected each other, and delineation means for me, I respect other people that are different from me. Respect me too. You don't respect me, you will get distance. And if you violate my boundaries, you get retaliation. That's what Cleveland is. It's basically a big fuck around and find out racist wake-up call. We really aren't going to live like we're in the 1900s or the 1800s. And if you think you can make us live like that, there are enough black folk dying every day that don't mind going out in blazes to say, fuck it then. And that is what's scary to people. What if, they keep saying 44 million. What if the 60 some odd million black people, 65, 70 million black people in this country said, fuck it then. You won't have a United States of America, and I don't want that to happen, but damn it, we've got to get what's ours. We need our motherfucking money. We need this stuff to stop. You got this dude hog shit at the Department of Defense trying to take people's Medal of Honor and shit, calling people who are in the field of battle DEI. And you little silly asses got A makeup
Yeah, he
room.
going too far with that bullshit.
Yeah, but that's like, you have a makeup room. That sounds so effeminate. You know, I don't know.
He has a makeup room?
He does. He has his own little personal makeup room.
Oh, Pete has that. I mean,
And be beating on women.
This tough, you mean this tough talking bitch? This punk ass got a makeup room?
He has a makeup room.
He got a makeup room.
Yes, you haven't heard of the expression. I guess you're from California. It's called cherry Marines.
Nah, I
You
ain't
didn't
know
know?
about that.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to say,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, a lot of people in the Pentagon, I mean, high up in the military, that's some hardcore guerrilla sissy action up in there. And so, just saying that, or Nazi guerrilla sissy, I mean, the Third Reich, all of these super martial, I'm so mad I got to just go out and kill people. Like the guy that was shooting people out in, there was some white kid that would set something on fire and start shooting people. He looked like he was a girl. The guy also in Ohio who said he wanted to kill 30,000 people, black, who's a tranny. I mean, I'm serious. He looked like the woman, Susan Sarandon looking tranny dude, whose father's a judge. He does look. He looks. He does look like Susan Sarandon. Yeah, this dude talking about killing 30,000 black. A lot of the most violent anti-black people are sodomites. The guy that shot the people up, Dylan Rolfe, had a black boyfriend. They made that shit disappear because they wanted to be a white.
That's true. He did.
They made the little black sissy boy disappear. And I think the boy that did the grocery store in Buffalo was gay. And the people that shot the folk in Tennessee, and the one that shot the people in Uvalde, Texas, a lot of these people are like same-sex people with issues, right? And so it's quite interesting. And
like
so there's a connection between. See, to me, if you're really okay, pardon my language, you're trying to get pussy. You want a house, you want a car, and you want a pussy. You want an empty stomach. No, you want a full stomach and you want empty nuts. That's the secret to a man's heart, ladies.
From a woman.
Empty nuts and a full stomach.
Woman.
From a woman. You don't want a person with one of those plastic pussies that hurts them and have to fake like they're having an orgasm. Then they want to commit suicide when they have regret because they had surgery. Okay, being a woman isn't a uniform. A pussy isn't a strap-on. It is something that God gave, a womb. It's a portal where God brings life through a woman. The man wants that. Even if you're not married like me, you don't have children.
I don't want to go too far into that because that's where the strikes come.
Oh yeah, well I'm gonna stop there. I'm just gonna say.
Let's close it out and we're gonna do something else on Patreon pretty soon. I think this was safe enough to stay on YouTube for a while. If I see some things. If I can get some flags in my algorithm, y'all, this will go to Patreon. But for right now, it's gonna stay on YouTube. Dr. Short, let them know. Close it out. Go ahead and close it out.
Okay. If you think that I'm worth listening to, you can follow me on the Angry Black Men's Book Club on YouTube. I'm on Twitter under DRS1CBuster. And of course, my personal email, if you like to chat and talk about stuff, you can always write me at wrandyshort@gmail.com, which is also my Zelle and PayPal link. If you're interested in supporting me with any regularity, I have a Venmo and a Patreon. They're both Dr. Randy Short. I just want to say this. This person put up here that there's a video of a woman, black woman in Russia, getting her ass beaten for talking back to a Russian landlord. And that black women getting their asses beat all over the world, being mistreated. And we talked about this on your show too, Duan. Black women, we love you. You need to come back, get on code, be women again so we can protect you. And encourage men to stand up instead of stand down. We are nothing. We are nothing.
Stand up for more than,
yes.
Stand up for more than just LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Yes, and stand up for our sisters, for our children. That one black man reading the scripture and reading those books about what they're teaching kids in school impacted the whole world. Black men must re-engage. Black women, black men do what you say. They'll do anything for cooch. If y'all were to put, like, you know, a currency is backed by something, backed by gold. Well, back your sexual currency with demanding social action, accountability, literacy, and productivity of black men. Stop dealing with folks who only smoke weed. You can smoke weed and be about a whole lot of things. Miles Davis is proof of it. A lot of people smoke weed and get stuff done. A lot of folks do things. Sisters, you're the hidden ingredient to the Renaissance. If you demand that men be men and don't try to be a man yourself, you're going to find men rise to the occasion. Read and pray. God's real. We need God, and we're under attack on all sides. And we're never going to get free, and we're never going to get delineated unless we deal with our traitors and our boule and other coons. We are honeycombed with traitors. Same way you can't have good health if you're constipated. You got to get that crap out. And the further it gets from you into the bowl, the better you are. I'm Dr. Randy Short. Tethergeddon is here. Spirit of Tethergeddon is here. I can feel it in the megasphere.
The spirit Tethergeddon is
Right.
here.
I can see a deportation order. I'm going to make my ice call right now. I can see a deportation order. I'm going to make my ice call right now.
On the outside.
Okay. Good night, y'all.
All right, y'all. All right, Dr. Short.
All right. Bye-bye.
I'm going to let Dr. Short go and I'm going to finish out with you guys. Thank you, Dr. Short.
You're welcome. Spirit of Tethergeddon is here. I can see a deportation order. I'm gonna make my ice call right now. I can see a deportation order, and I'm gonna want. See, this shit's over, y'all. Free at last, free at last. Thank Ice Almighty. We're free at last.